Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Learning, Department of Collegiate Education. I am Dr. Shobhalatha, Assistant Professor of English, GFGC, Nagar, Mysore. In this video, I am going to discuss some of the scenes from the fourth act of Every Man in His Humour, written by Ben Jonson. This drama is prescribed for the third semester BA optional English students of University of Mysore. In session 49, scenes 1, 2, 3 and from the fourth act of the drama have been discussed. Before that, we shall go for a quick recap of the previous act. The recap. In the third act, we see Kitely has lost concentration on his business because of his increasingly desperate behavior due to the family affairs. While leaving the house to complete a transaction, he instructs his assistant Cash to report to him immediately if Well-bred and his friends come back. On the arrival of the young gallants and as per Kitely's instructions, Cash dispatches Cobb to bring back Kitely. Kitely is by now at the house of Justice Clement, the local legal authority. In the meanwhile, Bobadil lights some tobacco, that is before Cobb leaves for Justice Clement's house. Cobb is offended by the smoke. Bobadil attacks Cobb for saying bad about tobacco. Being informed by Cobb about Well-bred, Kitely rushes back from Justice Clement's house in a fit of anger and jealousy. Here we see Cobb requests Justice Clement for an arrest warrant against Captain Bobadil. But on hearing more about what had happened, the judge thinks of arresting Cobb for insulting tobacco. At the end of this act, we see Old Novel seeks Justice Clement's advice. He is suggested not to interfere in his son's affairs as he is old enough to govern himself. The learning objective of this session is to enable students to learn about comedy of humor and the complications of the plot with reference to the first four scenes from the fourth act. Students will learn how the plot develops. Now let's see how the plot develops and what complications are there in the plot. In scene 1 of the fourth act, it's a short scene. We see back at Kitely's house, downright chastises his Dame Kitely for entertaining Well-bred and his friends and suggests her to send them away. He wants her to restrict their presence in her house. She questions him how she could possibly put herself against half a dozen men. In the next scene, we see Bridget entering with the young gallants. Downright exits from there saying that he would sew up Matthew's mouth. Then we see Matthew reciting the stolen verses from Hero and Leander as his own. He tries to impress Bridget and all other friends. They all keep enjoying the situation. There is an elaborated description of this in the second scene. Here, Downright's anger is in the increase. It is on the increase. When he tries to remove Wellbred and his friends, a fight ensues. Edward, Cash, and others put efforts to break this fight. Let's see what happens in the third scene. Kitely enters to see the confusion and assumes it is caused by the women. Bridget says that a gentleman behaved respectfully in such a situation. Cash informs Kitely that the gentleman is none other than young Noble. Kitely is suspicious that his wife must have an illicit relationship with him. In the fourth scene, we see Cobb returns home from Justice Clement's house. When he knocks at the door, Chip, his wife, who is unable to recognize, calls him a cuckold. The enraged Cobb rebukes his wife. However, they are reconciled. Cobb tells Tib everything that had happened at Clement's house. He forbids his wife to allow Bobadil's entry into his house, to which she agrees. Now, let's summarize session 49. It tells us how Downright tries to remove the bad companions of Wellbred with the help of Dame Kitely. We see she does not agree. He confronts them all alone. When a fight ensues, Edward behaves in a gentlemanly way. This is appreciated by the women, but we see Kitely's jealousy. Kitely is jealous. Cobb's is another story. He wants to take revenge on Bobadil for attacking him earlier. Please recall the tobacco incident. In the reconciliation scene, we see Cobb instructing his wife, Tib, not to entertain Captain Bobadil. In the first four scenes of the fourth act, the playwright mocks at the trivial reasons for man-woman distrust. Ben Jonson satirically has brought out this in the drama. Friends, here, slide number 8 to 12, there are some of the multiple choice questions. For your practice, please do refer them. Thank you.